Okay, welcome back. This is game 4 of OFCC. This time versus Lizardmen. First day went pretty well. 3 wins, no losses, so I can't really complain. This one, Lizardmen, let's go over his list. He had 10 blowpipe skinks skirmished, 2 salamander pack, the old blood on a carnosaur. I think he had the charm shield and a few other things. I don't remember how many Saurus warriors, 20, 24, somewhere around there. And then the slightly bigger base is the his Saurus BSB. Just using it as kind of a filler, but it's supposed to have equal number of guys. Anyways, then we got a single Saurus, another 10 blowpipe skinks, the ancient stag with the blowpipes and a skink priest, 3 razordons, I don't remember, 3 croxagores with a whole bunch of skinks pack, and then he vanguarded his 4-man pterodon unit with the skink chief on the pterodon with the special bow that they get. And then we got 2 units of 5 chameleons that scouted. I chose to bring my my gutter runners on as slinking advance since he had a lot of ranged. Special scenario is get the coins or get the treasure. So coins represent treasure. You can charge them like a unit. You dig them up in the close combat phase so that you can reform or overrun, that kind of stuff. So on to turn 1. Alright, so turn 1, I got the first turn. My Jezzails ended up not having really getting good line of sight, so I just moved them up. The Abomination took off really, really fast, but of course couldn't get anywhere. I claimed coins with both slave units and my plague furnace. The left cannon fired at the ancient stag on the right. I killed all the crew, did one wound to the priest, and failed to wound the stag. So could have been better. My right warp clad cannon misfired and fired through my clan rats, but didn't do anything else. So it only killed 7 clan rats or whatever. So that was it for turn 1. On to turn 2, or turn 1 Lizardman, I should say. Okay, he moved up as follows. No charges. His shooting was awesome. It was very annoying. The 3 salamanders combined to kill 20 storm vermin. It was just wrong. He hit perfect. He had perfect distance every time, and it totally nullified my armor save. So, and then with his 10 blowpipe skinks on the left, he targeted the furnace and did a total of 6 poison wounds. 1 went to the priest and 5 went to the furnace. So that thing's pretty much neutered too. He only did 2 wounds to my Abomination with all the other shooting. I made quite a few regen saves on there, and then his skinks hopped all the way down to the bottom right to get away from the Abomination. So yeah, so a pretty good shooting turn for him. On to Skaven turn 2. Okay, so my turn. I declared a charge with my left clan rats on the 2 salamander pack. I chose to flee and ran a long ways, so easily outdistanced me. I chose to reform my clan rats to look at the pterodons. I don't know if that was the smartest move, but I also ran my warlord over to that clan rat unit, and I got my BSB into my slaves, so that wasn't much of an issue. My Abomination ran into those blowpipe skinks and killed them. I think I overran, but I didn't overrun very far, or I chose not to, or something. Or I think I couldn't flee, so. Anyways, I thought my Abomination was in a pretty good spot. I made my frenzy check not to charge, so I marched with my Plague Furnace to get it more into the combat realm. My cannons, I think I actually did do some wounds to his Carnosaur, but not enough to kill it. I don't think I wounded. This is where the Charm Shield went off and took out the hit from the cannon there. My left cannon didn't do anything, but I cast Plague. That's what I got off. Plague was skipping left and right on this turn, so I killed some Saurus. I killed the chameleon skinks that were hiding. I killed some skinks from the salamanders. I killed a whole bunch of things from the Croxagores. So Plague did a really good job on the right hand side. That was it. So on to Lizardmen turn 2. Okay, yeah. Also for magic, I got a Cloud of Corruption, which did some damage. Most notably was the die 6 strength 5 hits on his wonderful pterodons. 2 of which went to the skink priest or skink chief on pterodon and killed him. So I killed the character out of there with that spell. So that was good. On his turn, he charged his pterodons into my cannon on the right. I did a wound. He did a wound. 1 combat, but I held thanks to the Battle Standard Bearer right there. So that was lucky on my side. Other than that, he just moved up a whole bunch. He finished taking off the Plague Furnace, and I think he killed the priest as well. So I was down my level 2 mage. He's got his skink priest is right to the right of that hill on the top left of the screen. He's got the flying cloak of feathers or whatever, so he just kind of flies around and be's annoying. His Stegodon's still trying to get good position to deal with my abomination, and yeah, so mostly from him it's his shooting phase that's doing a lot of damage. So on to Skaven turn. Alright. Skaven turn, my Gutter Runners came on. It was a mistake doing this. I shouldn't have done it. I should have brought him on the right to help out, but I brought him on the left to deal with those blowpipe skinks. It was a bad idea on my side. The Abomination was 10 inches away from his Saurus unit, and I know if he hit that Saurus unit, he could really mess it up. So I went for it instead of taking on the Stag, and I rolled a 9 inches. It just seemed to be how this game was going. Every time I needed a nice roll for one of my units, it just didn't happen. So I moved my depleted Storm Vermin up to hold him up. I sent my slaves up to redirect his Old Blood. Did some shooting, trying to kill that Old Blood. Shooting was off. I did a couple wounds, I think, but not enough to really put it down. I think I got 2 wounds on the Carnosaur and 1 wound on the Old Blood at this time. The big thing was I got off Cloud of Corruption again. It really hurt the pterodons, and then my cannon actually beat him in hand to hand and let the pterodon run away. So that was fun. So right then, that cannon has done more damage in hand to hand than it has done shooting. So awesome. Yeah, that was about it for my turn. So on to Lizardmen. Okay, horrible picture. Very sorry for this. I'll try to be quick. Old Blood into slaves. He shot the crap out of my clan rats on the right with Warlord and Seer. And that was about it. Yeah. Oh, and his Saurus charged and eliminated my my Storm Vermin and overran. But I was set up nicely for flank charges on it, so I wasn't too worried. On to next turn. Okay, so this was a key turn for me, or what should have been. I charged my clan rats into the flank and then tried to get my abomination in the rear. He rolled horrible distance, did not make it. I fired both my cannons and the Jezzails at the Old Blood and the Carnosaur fighting the slaves. I did 1 wound to both, so the Old Blood still has a wound, the Carnosaur still has a wound. He ended up killing off my slaves. It was a prolonged combat, so he just got the coin and sat there. I separated my characters out of my clan rats on the right and left my seer in the middle to cast Cloud of Corruption. I failed to wound, or failed to actually even have it work on most of his units. Killed my seer for my trouble, and just didn't work. The only thing that did work was my gutter runners charging his blowpipe skirmishers and killing them off to a man. I think they did a pretty good job. Other than that, I only did a couple wounds. With his BSB reroll, he was able to hold and turn to face, being in leadership 8. I think only won by like 2. Yeah. And the dang plague monks can't get to anything yet, so there we go. So on to his turn. I guess that's the last picture. Yeah, nothing much else happened. We got called on time. So he took out my BSB with his Razordons. His Old Bloods on the Carnosaur charged my cannon and killed it. And that was about it. So he won on points, so it was a Skaven loss. If my cannons could have finished off that Old Blood, it would have been a different story. But I lost by like 200 or 250 or so points. So it was a close game. And Lizardmen's always a tough fight for the Skaven. So on to game.